Hello,
Hi.
I'm Brian. This is my wife Erica. We are the Bakers. You can check us out on thebakers.tv.
Yes. And we work with couples. Oh, that's sweet. We work with couples online to help them with their relationships. And I know what you're thinking. How could they possibly know anything? They look so young. They look like they've got all their stuff together, which I think is kind of hilarious. And the fact that we're turning 30 this year and still look young, I think that's awesome. But we've been through a lot of pain and obstacles in the 8 years that we've been together, from being on welfare to being jobless to not having a place to call home. And because of those things, and that's only the beginning, we know that we can help other couples. So that's a little bit about us. And what we're going to talk about tonight is.
Is that my cue? Is this where you want me to start talking?
Yes.
So what we're going to talk about tonight is how to have date nights when you are busy.
Yes. So, or you just feel like you don't have any time whatsoever. We get it. We both work full-time jobs, which is not our business. We also have outside businesses that we work at. We have 3 kids, 3 and under, and we are actively involved in our church. We host a group every 2 weeks at our church. We have the side business, and we have monthly game nights that we host. We have like 20 adults and 9 kids or so that come every single month. We're very actively engaged. Hi, Katie. We're very actively engaged in our community, and so we get it. We literally have every single day scheduled out for us. So we have all the excuses to say we don't have any free time, but we're choosing not to allow that to be the reason we don't spend time together. So we have 3 things today that we're going to talk about that you need to utilize if you want to have time for dates because you feel like you don't have any. So there's 3 points here, guys.
Point number 1 is intentionality. This is like the theme of our lives right now.
That's our word for the year.
Yes. So obviously this is something you have to make time for. You have to schedule it in ahead of time. You can't get to the end of the week and be like, dang it, I forgot that I have a wife that wants to spend time with me. So you have to plan it ahead of time. You have to have that one night a week that you say nothing comes above this. My wife is important. My husband is important. And I'm going to make time for them. So put it in your calendar and make sure that there is a pop-up and time blocked out to where if somebody says, hey, I need you to do this on Thursday, sorry, that's I have appointments that night, or however you would choose to phrase it, but it's time to set aside. So what that's going to do is it's going to communicate that you are my priority, that no matter what happens this week, no matter how crazy things get, no matter how much I might not want to spend time with you right now, we are still making time for each other. Not that I have ever felt that way in the 8 years that we've been together, but but you are my priority above all else. So if there is an emergency and there is a cat stuck in a tree on Thursday, I don't know why that came to mind. If there's an emergency on Thursday, then, or whatever your date night chooses to be, then you can move it if it's an absolute emergency, but it has to be an emergency and you have to reschedule it.
Right. It has to be on a different day that week. And this should be the exception, not the rule. So I don't want to see you guys having your date night be a different night every week. It needs to be consistent, okay? Because what this is telling your spouse is that the other person is a priority, and that other things that might be fun that you could even do as a couple, which we tended to use that as an excuse sometimes, like we would both love to do that. But what happens is you go in a crowd of people and you don't have that one-on-one time that you really truly need as a couple to be able to grow. And so this is time for just you two. You put on the calendar, if it has to be like the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month, whatever it is. Ours is Thursday nights. But whatever it is, it needs to be in the schedule, and it needs to be as if it were a meeting, because this is your relationship, people. You don't mess around with it, right? Like, it's a priority. You might have a ton of kids right now, which we do too, but we don't want to have our relationship be in shambles when our kids graduate and we're like, holy crap, where did time go? Who are you again? And how do we communicate? Because That I hear every day in my 9 to 5 job. I hear people say that all the time. Well, now the kids are out. Who are you again? And what do we do? And what do we like? That's not okay. So you need to do this. The next point is, so we went, 1 is schedule the time together intentionally. Block it off. 2 is be present. Okay. So you can have this time where you blocked it off, and we've done this too. And then you catch yourselves being on your phones the entire time. And we're guilty. We've been guilty of this before. And so then you end up like the end of the night, you guys never really interacted, never really talked about anything. And that really wasn't a date night. That really isn't you guys spending time together. So 2 ways that we helped allow this time. So maybe someone's thinking about the schedule or being present. You're like, how am I supposed to do this? I've got kids running around. Well, guess what? Wait until they go to bed. Have them go to bed early. Have them read a book. Have them have quiet time. It's okay. It's a good thing for kids to be able to figure out how to be quiet and be present by themselves and be alone and be okay with that. Or our kids room together, so we let them play for a half hour before bedtime. That allows us to have that time starting earlier in the evening. And the other way that we do it is our phone box. So disconnect to reconnect, right? So what we're doing is taking out the distraction of that time. As soon as date night time rolls around and at 7 o'clock, you put it in the box. It actually can charge inside the box. And we put it on, was it do not disturb mode? So we let, moms, dads, let them know if on date nights, on Thursday nights, if they need to get a hold of us because it's a real emergency, call multiple times and the phone will let it ring through. But if I see the phone light up, I instantly like, oh, I need to know what's going on. Like if I see the phone anywhere out, I'm like having this nervous like jitter of like needing to touch it. It's like kind of disgusting. So we got rid of that by putting it in our phone box, our disconnect to reconnect box. And we've actually teamed up with Ashley, a girl who has a lot of awesome things on Etsy. And she has helped, we've inspired this and she's helped create this so that other people can be able to utilize this too. And it's personalized. So it says, if you want you and your partner's name on it or your family's name. So we have the Bakers on it. If you want the Smiths or the Griffins or the Haynes or whatever, you can get that on the box. And it's really super cute. I'm not going to lie. So I'm actually going to be dropping a link of that below. I don't care if you get this or something else, but you need a box, people, to put your phones in for family time, for couple time, whatever. You need to be present. So that's number 2.
I do care where you get your box because these are awesome.
Well, yeah, I do. I think that our boxes are super cute. And the only thing we found out there is this really weird looking jail that you can put your phones into that makes me feel like I have a problem, which I do. But I don't want to feel like I'm like having to lock my phone away because I can't control myself. I want to put it in there because it's cute and it's pretty. And I like to look at the box, not because I feel like I have to, jail myself away from my phone. So I don't know, it's like a mental thing. Yeah, you need to check them out.
That's my high school. She's a Mapleton kid, so she's awesome.
So yeah, she's here local. She's awesome. We'll put a link below. So number 3.
Number 3 is keep it simple. So men especially, we think that we once a year have to do this extravagant thing. Valentine's Day is coming up and you're like, man, it's been since her birthday since I've done anything cool. I have to make this extravagant. But
and then that paralyzes you.
Yes. And then you spend 3 months planning and you're like, I don't know what to do. Dinner and movies it is again. So it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. Just do something that shows that you are a priority to me. I want to spend time with you. Make it a space where the communication can happen. So if you are doing something like watching a movie together, that might be relaxing and rejuvenating, but at some point in the night, just make time to be together. Stop at a coffee shop or grab some ice cream or whatever and make time to just talk.
And flirt. Because you need to create a space where you can flirt. So usually that comes when we're competing against each other in something, whether that be a game or whatnot. So tickle wars sometimes come out. and that, or Wet Willies.
Ready for it.
He's always on card ever since we started dating. So, yeah, so it doesn't have to be super fancy date. Pick things you enjoy or allow you a space to flirt and talk. I'm actually going to be writing a blog about the different things that we do, because we've always been on a strict budget ever since we started being together, and it got worse because when we started having more kids, they cost more money. Surprise face. That's
college loans, curse you.
So we get needing to be on a budget. And we also understand if you do have limitations, like you have kids, so babysitting might not be an option for you, which a lot of the times it isn't for us. Every single Thursday date night that we have is in our own home. So we have ideas that are working, and I'm going to be writing a blog about 7 date night ideas on a shoestring budget. So I'm going to be releasing that this week. So look out for that. If you're looking where our blogs are at, you can go to our website at www.thebakers.tv, or you can catch us on our page. Some of you guys are watching us on our Facebook page at The Bakers TV. So look out for that blog post. Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
I did not. King had a hilarious comment earlier.
She said you
about
looked.
me looking like a gangster.
Yeah.
Which I do kind of.
Right. And I'm sure Kenya is going to actually laugh at the fact that how you said gangsta. He's so gangsta.
I sounded it out phonetically. That makes it proper.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. He's totally a white boy. That's okay. So apparently we're commenting on ourselves. So yeah, so the 3 things we talked about tonight for date nights when you have no time is schedule them. No excuses, people. I'm being serious here. Schedule them ahead of time. Make it an every single night event or once a week event on the same day. Makes it the simplest because then you always know Thursdays are off limits. That's our night. Be present. Check out the link I'm going to drop below on how we are present. We have a box that we helped co-create, and it's awesome. You can charge your phones, keep them out of sight, out of mind, so you can be present with your spouse or your family, whoever you're trying to make time for. And then the third way is to keep it simple. It doesn't have to be something extraordinary. We need to live on a budget. We get it. And I'm going to be releasing a blog on 7 date night ideas on a shoestring budget this week. So we love you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at reallife@thebakers.tv or just message us on our Facebook page. Thanks, guys. We love you. Have a great evening. Watch The Bachelor. That's what we're going to go do. He never watches The Bachelor. He loves watching it. So, okay. We love you guys. Have a great evening.